wanted to do a more interactive installation, like video project. Originally, my idea, like concept, like for my thesis project, was to just do interviews with people that were involved with the collective, with Huzema Collective, and just have them recorded as fragments that could be navigated through an interface in a gallery space that people could just enter and just engage that way with the stories, with people's narratives and experience with Huzema. But then I realized that was a difficult idea to explain to people, and just through talking with my advisors and people in my program and just trying to introduce the idea of what Huzema was a challenge. So then I realized that, you know, the work wanted to become more of a like a straightforward, linear narrative of telling the rise and fall of Huzema and explaining what that project was back then. And so it became a video. It exists as a rather conventional documentary video primarily. But I like to think of that as the catalyst to something bigger, like in something more participatory. And here we are having this discussion.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
When you were talking to people, the activist punk divide you were talking about. I'm kind of curious at the extent of that and like the nature of it in terms of like the people you were talking to, because like now, like I don't know, in the Toronto that I grew up in, the activist and punk scenes seem very much separated in their own spheres, and I don't know if that's something that's inherent to Toronto, but the fact that it existed in Huzema too was something that I guess I only really realized more in the last year or so as I was kind of like examining things more of how things operated there. And I guess just how prevalent it was, I guess is what I'm curious about.
A handful of newcomers join us in the interim. Perhaps you'd like to introduce yourselves, and the way we've been doing it is if you feel this, if you have been involved in Huzema or you've seen the video, you're interested in, you have an interest in Huzema, what that might be.
I'm interested in the what's next aspect that we talked about earlier, like if this type of space would be possible here today or in any city, I guess, and what it would take to make it successful, and how would you define that successful?
Huzema helped bridge those oppositions and the degree to which it failed because these contradictions still exist, and if the interest is to talk about the possibilities of recreating a space like that, we all have experience of these social contradictions.
I'm wondering if it shouldn't be said that it didn't really unite these different factions, just sort of brought them together. And Huzema was like a platform, place for these things to kind of coexist. But unity is a whole other thing, you know? It's like, I see that poster, how it's like situationism, anarchism, like feminism, native rights, all these different things, like sort of scattered around the border of this poster, which is like an ad for Huzema. Kind of seems to me that that's what it was, all these different things coming together, and there's a lot of conflict.
Yeah, I think you took issue with the unity before, because I think it's worth examining whether that kind of togetherness really has a lot of merit if it's so, I guess, temporary and so much based on external situations.
Okay, I'm interested in like talking about spaces again all of a sudden, and just because it ties into like thinking about what now